Okay, week 6 of math will see us continuing on with our measurement, because last week we were looking at measurement and we were looking at length in terms of millimetres, metres, centimetres, and then implementing that with area and perimeter. So we're continuing on with our measurement. Now this week our focus will be capacity, weight and time. Okay, so we're going to be doing activities based around that. Okay, now capacity is all about millilitres and litres. Okay, so that is what capacity is. Now, the one thing that we need to understand is that 1,000 millilitres equals 1 litre. Okay, in weight, we work in grams and kilograms. Okay, and what you need to remember is 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Now, these are basically the same as a measurement in length because they work to the powers of 10. Okay, so you just sort of need to move the decimal points or the zeros whichever way you're going. Okay, now as an example, I suppose we can do one quickly. Okay, so for example, if I have 500 millilitres equals how many litres? Okay, so using my powers of 10, I know that I'm working in the thousands. Okay, so if I'm working in the thousands, that is 3 zeros. So I need to move the decimal point. Now we've got to remember, is my number going to get bigger or smaller? So my number will get smaller because my number is already big. Okay, so I need to understand that this is 500, basically 0.000 millilitres. Okay, and then I need to move my decimal point. So here I have it, and because we're working with 1, 2, 3 zeros, we go 1, 2, 3. My new decimal point is there. Don't need to work on that. So 500 millilitres is 0.5 of a litre. Okay, so that's just a quick refresher on how these relate to powers of 10. It's exactly the same with grams and kilograms because they work with powers of 10 and they work with the thousands place value. So you've just got to decide, okay, if I'm converting, is my number going to get bigger? Is it going to get smaller? I've got to make sure that I move either the zero or the decimal point the appropriate amount of places. Okay, so that's a quick revision on that, and we'll be getting some conversion worksheets as well as I'd like you to probably hopefully do some stuff at home if you've got some weight. If you haven't, well, you can't, but hopefully you have. Okay, then we're going to be working on time. Now time is a little bit more difficult because people think, oh yeah, we're working in hundreds, powers of 10, we've got tens, hundreds, thousands and so on. Problem with time, it works in 60 seconds for 60s for a lot of it. Okay, so for example in time, there's a lot more unit of measurement. Okay, so up to here, there's only 2 units of measurement for each one, whereas time, we've got heaps. So we've got seconds, we've got minute, we've got hour, we've got day, we've got week, we've got month, and we've got year. Okay, so that's a lot of work in terms of unit of measurement. So we can measure things in time in all those areas. And the conversions that we need to know for that are that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Better put my C in, shouldn't I? Silly Mr. P. So there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. There are 24 hours in 1 day. There are 7 days in 1 week. And there are 52 weeks in 1 year. Okay? And that is the information that we need to know in terms of the time, okay, when we're doing the conversion. Now, when we work on time, depends on what kind of skills that you show me. We're going to be working on various things of conversion, elapsed time, which means how long did it take. So that will be, for example, if I went to the shop at 10 o'clock and I needed to be at the hairdresser at 11:30, how long could I spend at the shop for? Okay, so that'd be a bit of elapsed time. We'll do a little bit of timetable work, okay, because that'll help you out later on in life when you're going on a timetable in a train or a bus or something like that. So it'll be like if a train stops here at 10 o'clock, and how long will it take to get here if it's at this stop. So there'll be some timetable work. and there'll also be some, depending on what you show me, maybe some 24-hour time as well. Okay, because most of us usually see the time as like 12:30 or 1:30. Okay, now we have to put down either AM or PM. Okay, now when we're working in 24-hour time, we don't have to worry about putting the AM or the PM because we tell the time as it is. So for example, 12:30 AM in 24-hour time would be 03. Okay, so we know we don't have to put the AM or PM because we know in 24-hour time that's 0:30. Whereas 1:30 PM, that is 13:30. And we don't have to put down the AM or PM. Okay, so that is what we're going to be covering this week. In terms of what we're going to be doing, it's very similar to the length because we're just using some conversions. I'll give you some worded problems. I'll give you some games to possibly play, and then I'll give you some worksheets to sort of work out some of these things here. Okay, but as long as you know all about this, so you know about the millilitres and the litres and what you need to convert. If you know about the grams and kilograms, what you need to convert. If you know about seconds, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, and how it converts, as well as AM, PM, and possibly 24-hour time, all the tasks that we do should be relatively simple for you. So hopefully you enjoy this week's learning on measurement, and by the end of it, hopefully you've got a really good understanding on capacity, weight, and time. Thank you.